Tanjiro and his new scaredy cat friend Zenitsu enter a house of horrors in another awesome episode of Kimetsu no Yaiba. Hello my friends and welcome to another awesome review of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. This was another great episode, finally introducing a lot of those side characters that I've been wanting to see from the series, in particular the character of Zenitsu, who was shown at the very end of the last episode, and he's a pretty annoying character. I'm not going to lie. I don't love Zenitsu. I don't think there's really anything too enduring about his character, although I have a feeling he is going to grow on me. He's the type of character that at first I just want to kick in the balls. He gets scared of just about everything that pops up. If this dude is such a chicken shit, why did he become a demon slayer in the first place? I don't know what the deal is with this guy. He kind of also reminds me of Miroku from Inuyasha in the sense that he's completely obsessed with the ladies and he simply just wants to get married and have kids, but only so that he can do this before he dies. He's so convinced that he's going to be killed at any second. And I don't know, something about that was kind of annoying, but even though it is annoying, I also have to admit it's also kind of funny, especially when he's actually paired up with the character of Tanjiro, who's the exact opposite of Zenitsu in many ways. He goes headlong into battle without even thinking about it. He's incredibly brave and courageous and very heroic, so it seems like they're going to be a match made in heaven. What I also think is just really funny about Zenitsu again is that unlike a lot of the other demon slayers, he wasn't given a crow, he was given a sparrow, which might be the cutest damn sparrow that I have ever seen. It can't talk like the crow, but it makes these adorable freaking noises that you just know they're going to start selling plushies of this thing eventually. But basically, Tanjiro decides to take Zenitsu under his wing, begrudgingly so, as they go on a journey to stop another demon. And on their way, they end up going to this mysterious house, which is in the middle of the woods, and they find these two young children who are incredibly scared. They say that their brother was taken away by this demon who resides in this home that they're about to go into, when suddenly a body is flung out the window covered in blood. It's not actually their brother, but it's another one of the victims of this very demented demon who seems to utilize this house, which ends up being a real house of horror. This is a really cool setting that to me at first seemed like it was going to be kind of uninteresting. That is until you actually get to see the gimmick behind this demon that they're actually going to be going up against. It's this very tall, muscular looking dude who has all of these drums, which are actually embedded into his skin, and whenever he beats down on the drums, he can actually change the layout of the house. The rooms that people are in, the way the room is actually arranged, even like sort of like making things like swivel and move around in different ways. It makes him a pretty horrifying opponent, and it makes it so that he always has an advantage no matter where he is. In fact, I would wager to bet that his actual demon art ability, as they actually call it, is actually tied to the house directly, as if he can almost sort of move the house at his will and where he actually wants it to. And that really is what makes this episode so incredibly engrossing, and also features some of the coolest shots that I've actually seen from the show. So, predictably, of course, Zenitsu is incredibly frightened to actually want to go in this place, and when he gets separated from Tanjiro, he's even more scared. Although he does end up getting, I guess you can call it a pep talk from one of these young kids who had their brother taken away, who's a little disappointed in the fact that this demon slayer is crying and on his knees and isn't really doing anything all that heroic. But I have a feeling that this is going to be maybe the episode or the arc that's going to start to bring this character out of his shell and possibly make him not so much of a chicken shit. But really, the main reason I even wanted to talk about this episode was the introduction of a character that I'm already in love with, if only for the fact that he is just so freaking badass. It's a character that's always had my eye since I saw the very first intro for the series. It's this guy who appears to be some sort of a demon slayer who is wearing nothing but like a boar's head, and he has these two gnarly-ass katanas. He doesn't wear a shirt, and he's just an absolute monster and rager of a fighter. He's this sort of like wild dude who's just sort of like running around this house desperately trying to find this demon, and he just exudes this awesomeness that I can't fully explain. I really love the entire gimmick of this character for the way that he looks and how incredibly destructive he looks, and I cannot wait to see him in battle, and it looks like he's going to be like another big teammate of Tanjiro and Zenitsu as they prepare to go more on their demon-slaying journey. But they only tease him just a little bit in this episode, but watching him bounce off the walls and run through this mansion screaming like a madman as he prepares to go into battle, I just have to say it's just fucking awesome. That's the only way to put it. It's just freaking Cool. I really love it. Tanjiro is also getting ready to fight against this demon as he's continuously changing the layout of the house. Basically, this is all a build-up to the next major battle of the series, and I am pumped. So what's the rundown on this episode of Kimetsu no Yaiba? I've said it before in my previous reviews. I'm going to say it again now. This is one of the best shows of the season, and you'd be hard-pressed not to watch it. It's got some of the best action, some amazing characters, some brilliant atmosphere, and it pulls no punches with its story. It's hard-hitting, it's violent, it's over the top, but in the best ways possible. And most importantly, it's got great production value. Every single episode of this series has just looked drop dead gorgeous from beginning to end, and it has just got me so pumped up for the future of what this series is ultimately going to deliver. Nearly every single character is distinctive. Every single background is freaking gorgeous. You could literally screenshot every single point from the episode, and it looks really damn good. While I don't like the character of Zenitsu that much, I have to admit he has a very striking character design. He definitely looks like the perfect sort of like partner slash sidekick to Tanjiro, as they're both young demon slayers. They're wearing the uniforms, but they're also wearing those very distinctive patterns on their outside. They're just the type of characters that you're always going to recognize immediately, even from a mile away. It's really smart character design, and everything just worked about him in this episode. He annoyed me, I'm not going to lie, but that's the point of that character. But even so, there were a lot of enduring moments with him, and I loved the moment where the small kid actually called him out. His reactions were actually kind of funny, with him coughing up blood and doing all these ridiculous reactions and crying out loud. Like I said, I'm not sure what his motivation to actually become a demon slayer was. I mean, he had to know what he was getting into. I don't know, maybe he thought that this was going to be some sort of easy way to make his way in life. Maybe he thought it was going to be the perfect way to meet a wife. That seems to be his only true motivation. But hopefully Tanjiro and this crazy boar-headed warrior are going to show him the way of being a demon slayer. I'm not sure how Nezuko is actually going to make her way into this arc at all, because it's all taking place during the day, and she was actually left outside, so I don't know what's going to happen. Those kids were supposed to stay outside and watch her, but they were freaked out and decided to come inside, so this might be sort of a smart decision of keeping Nezuko out of the action so we can spend some more time with these other characters, and I think that's okay. I honestly didn't expect them to introduce the boar-headed character at this episode. I thought they were going to take their time in showing us all of these individuals, but I'm kind of glad that he showed up, because the minute he did, he was just awesome, bouncing off the walls and acting like a freaking wild ninja with a boar's head. And like I said, his swords just look so freaking cool. Like, such a great design to him. And it's cool to see a dual wielder in the show as well. It's a little different than the other characters that we've actually seen. Whether he's already a demon slayer, has been around a little bit longer, remains to be seen. All I know is I'm excited to see what they're going to do against this drum-beating demon. I am excited. I loved this episode. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5, and you guys need to check it out. If any of you did watch it, please tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below. What did you think about the introduction of Zenitsu the Coward, and of course this boar-headed warrior? What do you hope to see from these characters and the future of Kimetsu no Yaiba? Let's have a discussion about it in the comment section. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. If you did like it, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more anime reviews, topic discussions, and reactions. One of the best ways to support this channel, aside from watching the videos, is to check out my Patreon and PayPal account. Remember, a little bit goes a long way, so make sure to check that out in the description box below. So thank you all again for watching. I'll see you all next time, and as always, stay damn, baby.